Hello and welcome to what's going to be the last episode for Mass Effect Insanity 2. It is time for the suicide mission. I'm actually gonna let most of this mission play out at normal speed.
Please confirm destination, Shepard. The Reaper IFF is online, but there is a chance that the Normandy may not survive the Omega-4 relay. Once we are en route, we are committed.
The Collectors are about to find out what happens when you piss me off.
You got it, Commander. Plotting a course for the Omega-4 relay. ETA about 2 hours. I'll let you know when we arrive.
Thane.
See, I have known I will die for many years. I've tried to leave the galaxy better than I found it. You've helped me achieve more than I thought possible. We've righted many wrongs. I've spoken to my son. I should be at peace on the eve of battle.
Stop. Don't give me a speech.
I'm ashamed. I've worked so hard. Meditated and prayed and done good deeds. Atoned for the evils I've done. Prepared. I consider my body's death and a chill settles in my gut. I'm afraid, and it shames me.
Thane. Be alive with me tonight.
Shepard, I wish I had more information for you. I don't like you heading through that relay blind, but we don't have much choice.
You know me, I like the challenge. This is as good as it gets.
That's why I brought you back. Always willing to take on the impossible. Despite the danger, it's a great opportunity. The first human to take a ship through and survive.
I got room on the Normandy if you're that eager to see it.
It's a tempting offer, but it's not my place. I just wanted you to know I appreciate the risk you're taking. Regardless of your opinion of Cerberus, of me, you are a valuable asset to all of humanity. Be careful, Shepard.
Approaching Omega-4 relay. Everyone stand by.
Let's make it happen.
Reaper IFF activated. Signal acknowledged.
Commander, the drive core just lit up like a Christmas tree.
Drive core electrical charge at critical levels.
Rerouting.
Brace for deceleration.
Oh, shit! Too close. Well, these must be all the ships that tried to make it through the Omega-4 relay. Some look ancient.
I have detected an energy signature near the edge of the accretion disk.
Has to be a collector base. Take us in for a closer look. Nice and easy.
Careful, Jeff. We have company.
Taking evasive maneuvers. Now they're just pissing me off. Edie, take these bastards out!
As long as the new plating holds.
They want another round? Come on, girl, let's give it to them.
On engineering deck.
It's in the cargo hold.
I'll take a team and deal with the intruder. You get the rest of them off our tail.
So everybody is loyal, everybody is pretty much prepared, everybody's gonna survive. As you might expect, I'm going to make the proper choices for everybody to survive. There really is not much to say about this mission. This eyeball is not very difficult. He attacks Shepard in the first half, attacks the squad mates in the second half. We are of course gonna go for the option to save the base. It is easier. It makes the last fight easier.
We're sitting ducks out here. I have to try to lose them in the debris field.
Our kinetic barriers are not designed to survive impact with debris that size, Jeff.
Well, I guess it's a good thing we upgraded. We're going in. Some room.
Kinetic barriers at 40%.
Reroute non-critical power. This is gonna hurt. Damage report.
Kinetic barriers steady at 30%. No significant damage.
Take the helm, Edie, and keep it slow. See if we can avoid any more attention.
I have detected an enemy heading for the cargo hold.
That thing again. This one's up to Shepard.
Alright, so now that we've gotten here, let's talk about my general feelings about the game. Mass Effect 2 is better story-wise than 1, I would say. And I feel like the build-up to the suicide mission is actually one of the better things that Mass Effect does. I like the direction that they were going. I think it's actually brilliant to focus on the squad mates.
Unlikely to recover this time.
Better get back up here, Commander.
We're about to clear the debris field. There it is. The collector base. See if you can find a place to land without drawing attention.
Too late. Looks like they're sending out an old friend to greet us.
Fire the main gun.
How do you like that, you sons of bitches?
Getting close and finish them off.
Everybody hold on, gonna be a wild ride! Give him hell, girl.
Look out!
Mass Effect field generators are offline. Edie, give me something!
Generators unresponsive. All hands brace for impact.
I think I broke a rib. Or all of them.
Multiple core systems overloaded during the crash. Restoring operation will take time.
We all knew this was likely a one-way trip.
I'll do whatever it takes to stop the collectors, but I plan to live to tell about it.
I'm glad you're in charge. What's next?
Joker, you and Edie get the ship back online. Miranda, gather everyone else in the briefing room. We need a plan. This isn't how we planned this mission, but this is where we're at. We can't worry about whether the Normandy can get us home. We came to stop the collectors, and that means coming up with a plan to take out this station. Edie, bring up your scans.
You should be able to overload their critical systems if you get to the main control center here.
That means going through the heart of the station, right past this massive energy signature.
That's the central chamber. If our crew or any of the colonists are still alive, the collectors are probably holding them in there.
Looks like there are two main routes. Might be a good idea to split up to keep the collectors off balance, then regroup in the central chamber.
No good. Both routes are blocked. See these doors? The only way past is to get someone to open them from the other side.
If we send a team down each path, they can keep the collectors busy while someone else sneaks in through this ventilation shaft here.
Practically a suicide mission. I volunteer.
I appreciate the thought, Jacob, but you couldn't shut down the security systems in time. We need to send a tech expert.
It's your call, Commander. Who do we send into the shaft?
Kasumi, you've got the tech skills to do this.
I won't let you down.
The rest of us will break into two teams and fight down each passage. That should draw the collectors' attention away from what you're doing.
I'll lead the second fire team, Shepard. We'll meet up with you on the other side of the doors.
Not so fast, cheerleader. Nobody wants to take orders from you.
This isn't a popularity contest. Lives are at stake. Shepard, you need someone who can command loyalty through experience.
Garrus, you're in charge of the second team.
Well, at least he knows what he's doing.
Once we're in, they're gonna throw everything they have at us. If we're weak, if we're slow, if we hesitate, we'll die. The collectors attacked our ship. They took our crew, our friends. They think we're helpless. They are wrong. They started a war, but we are not here to finish it. We're here to make them regret, to show them and everyone else what happens when you go too far. No more running, and no more waiting. Let's hit them where they live.
I believe also that it was probably very important for them to make all of these characters likable, because I don't necessarily, aside from Kasumi, which Kasumi was DLC, so who cares? Like, I don't exactly blame Kasumi on anybody here, because Kasumi was added after the fact and she never got the proper development that she should have gotten, unlike the rest of the characters, and it's understandable. Like, most of the characters have, I don't know, about 3 or something hours of development. Kasumi doesn't. Understandable. Her inexcusable kit is inexcusable in my opinion, but that's another problem. I do personally like how they handled the rest of the cast, and I do like how they built up towards this mission. I would have preferred if the missions were a little bit more, I don't know, less linear and less tied together, because again, I do like the companions in the second half, and would have preferred if I was able to recruit the companions in the second half than the ones in the first half. And here I can actually take my time with these guys, because Kasumi is not yet in danger. Like, she hasn't stumbled upon the blockers or whatever you want to call it, so I am taking my time getting rid of these dudes over here. Oh wow, this is it feels like I'm looking at this footage in slow motion. I don't know, it's weird looking at this game. Actually looking at this game instead of actually playing it. It feels a lot slower than it actually is. Well, whatever. Anyway, gameplay wise, however, I do think Mass Effect 2 is a downgrade from all three games. I feel like this is the weakest mechanic that we have in the entire series, and you will see what I mean when we actually get to Mass Effect 3, which in my opinion is superior in every single way gameplay wise, except for the cover mechanic. It really gets that cover mechanic. It's annoying how bad the gameplay is in Mass Effect 2, and I can't even stress it because I think that you wouldn't even notice it on a regular playthrough, because of course these enemies are ridiculously easy on a normal playthrough. You still kind of start to die pretty fast even on the slower difficulties, but it feels so bad playing this. For this section I just run. I have no reason to take it very slow, because if I take it slow I just get bombarded by a bajillion and one enemies, and you can actually rush this section. And there's Harbinger appearing, and I'm taking my chances with Harbinger. There's only one dude Harbinger is gonna take a bajillion years to actually pop. I can be out of this section by the time Harbinger actually pops. He's actually a detriment, as always. What a surprise, Harbinger is a detriment to his own team. That's not surprising. He's been a detriment this whole time, like, and I actually make it here. And if you make it here, it doesn't matter, because I actually do get killed in the upcoming section. It does not matter that I get killed. I'm at Val 4. I can actually get past this section because it saves you, I believe, in every 2 valves it saves you. It saves where you are, so your progress gets saved. So I don't feel the need to take this slow and what you might call it. I don't feel the need to be very slow here. In fact, this is probably the only section where they're already in front of me, so I actually do have to take it slow because they are in front of me. But otherwise I wouldn't care. I would just rush through this section, because why wouldn't I? But yeah, in terms of like after, because I've already finished Mass Effect 3 Insanity, and there is no comparison enemy wise. It's just better. Gameplay wise, it's just better. It's so hard, in fact, looking at Mass Effect 2 and saying that it's even remotely good, because Mass Effect 1 at the very least has the least annoying mechanics. Like, yes, all of the powers are basically trash except on the easier difficulties, which is the same for Mass Effect 2. Like, literally the same. For Mass Effect 2, you still punch through everything with bullets, but at the very least it doesn't pretend like those mechanics matter, which is the thing that actually pisses me off about Mass Effect 2, because I honestly thought, hey, maybe it's worth giving these mechanics a chance, but actually then you play the game on the harder difficulty and you're like, no, actually this is pathetic. I should have never given it a chance, because it's just that bad. So in my opinion, this is the worst game mechanically wise. It's not even close. The fact that they failed so badly, it's worse than having a subpar stupid whatchamacallit mechanic that everybody knows is bad, like in Mass Effect 1. And yes, I die here, I don't care. Again, I'm at Valve 6, I get resurrected, and I can almost rush through this final section. The only time that I get stopped is when the enemies are already spawned in, basically. Because if they are spawned in, I do actually have to deal with them, because otherwise I get bombarded by way too many bullets. But here, we don't have that many valves left. We actually only have 2 left, And here I can take my time and rush through, because now it's just a run to the finish line, because after I hit that final one, the cutscene plays and I am basically fine.
Come in! Look out! Seeker Swarm!
We're in position. We need this door open now.
Go, we'll cover you.
Something's wrong! I can't get the door open!
Got it! Here they come! Fall back!
Suppressing fire! Don't let anyone through that door!
Good job, Kasumi. I knew you wouldn't let me down.
Shepard, you need to see this. Looks like one of the missing colonists.
There's more. Over here.
Oh my God. She's still alive. Get them out of there! Hurry! Dr. Chakwas, are you okay?
Shepard, you came for us.
No one gets left behind.
Thank God you got here in time. A few more seconds and I don't even want to think about it.
The colonists were processed. Those swarms of little robots, they melted their bodies into grey liquid and pumped it through these tubes.
Whatever the collectors are doing, it ends here.
We've done well so far. Let's hope we can finish the job.
Joker, can you get a fix on our position?
Roger that, Commander. All those tubes lead into the main control room right above you. The route is blocked by a security door, but there's another chamber that runs parallel to the one you're in.
I cannot recommend that. Thermal emissions suggest the chamber is overrun with seeker swarms. Morden's countermeasure cannot protect you against so many at once.
Conventional weapons are pretty much useless. They'll tear us apart.
Maybe not. I might be able to generate a biotic field to keep them at bay. I won't be able to protect all of us, but I could get a small team through if they stay close.
I could do it too. In theory, any biotic could handle it. Shepard, who do you want to maintain the field?
Samara and I will take a small team through the seeker swarms. The rest of you provide a diversion by going through the main passage. We'll open the security doors from the other side and meet you there.
Who should lead the diversion team?
I'll keep the defenders busy. You slip around the back.
What about me and the rest of the crew, Shepard? We're in no shape to fight.
Commander, we have enough systems back online to do a pickup, but we need to land back from your position.
We can't afford to go back, Shepard. Not now.
You'll never make it without help. I'll send someone with you.
Joker, send me the location of the landing zone. We'll meet you there.
We've all got our assignments. Let's move out.
Alright, so gameplay wise I would say that this is the worst, but story wise I do feel like this is a huge improvement over Mass Effect 1. I feel like it's more tightly knit, it's better focused, its characters have more to do than compared to, like, think about Mass Effect 1 story. Tali was mostly just exposition for the Quarians. They really didn't do much in terms of like anything. She was literally just exposition for the Quarians. And then we had the get thing, which was like you had to get through all of that exposition to get to her mission. And her mission was mostly just a whole hour of shooting around at silly little get bases, and then you were done. Garrus had a better, in my opinion, development, which is why Garrus is consistently seen as the most popular character in the series, because he's just good throughout all 3 games. Like, he has the most consistent story, he has the most consistent writing, I would say, and that probably leads into him being so popular. And Rex is actually the only one that kind of sort of made sense to me. Like, everything about his character, the way they portrayed his character and his story make sense to me personally, because Rex has a bit of a progression, right? Like, you get to find out a little bit more about him, and even though he has exposition like Tali, it's not centered around the Quarians so much as a whole as Tali's exposition is. It's centered more around him and how he personally deals with his issues and trauma. So that makes Rex a little bit better, in my opinion, than Tali, and it makes him work way more. Like, I do believe that Tali is a better character in Mass Effect 2 than she ever was in 1. And Garrus goes on a repeat. I do have to say that Mass Effect 2 feels like a repeat. It's like, in Mass Effect 1, oh, he had this grudge against this one doctor that got away, and in Mass Effect 2, oh, he wants to kill this one guy that got away. It feels like it's treading on repeat, which I am glad they didn't do anything similar in Mass Effect 3. Mass Effect 3 feels Mass Effect 3 Garrus feels way better considering what they had for the character. And yes, I'm punching these guys, which is stupid, but I'm just so used to the physical abilities actually mattering in Mass Effect 3, which they don't in Mass Effect 2. This is what I mean about the combat of this game. I can't even... No, I'm sorry. I'm fairly sure that somebody likes this combat. It is not me. It is not me. It is not me, and it will never be me. But yeah, this Harbinger is actually a little bit annoying here because it's closed spaces and you can't run away from him. But if you focus him down with the collector laser, he's basically dead very fast, and I do end up getting annoyed at him and focusing him down with the collector laser because there is no reason to struggle this much with him. He feels annoying at this point. And it's not like he's hard. He is still pathetic, but he's just annoying at this point. Because you can't actually zone him out, and when you can't zone him out, he does have the chance to be annoying. Unfortunately for him, fire damage still takes him out pretty fast. But yeah, a little, like, in terms of, I would say, build up, I do think that the suicide mission is the best that this game has to offer. But my problem, in essence, is that the suicide mission is the only thing that this game kind of sort of has to offer. It feels, how do I say this? They didn't manage to capture the personal feeling for Shepard, because they kind of sort of do make it. I don't even know how to explain this without sounding weird. I do think this is Mass Effect's best mission. The way that it's built logistically is great because it uses all of your squad mates. It has you consider everybody's strengths and weaknesses. It has you actually paying attention to your squad mates' abilities. It is without a doubt Mass Effect's best mission, like the best design wise, I would say. But if you were it's in this bad game with the worst mechanics in the series. It's hard for me to forgive it, especially considering this section. This one is the section that I died the most in this mission. Why? Because it has husks, then a big guy, and there is nothing in this game that can actually take care of husks to a good amount of degree. At the very least, nothing that I have seen that kinda sort of makes them not a problem. That makes this section annoying AF, and they actually fixed this in Mass Effect 3, because in Mass Effect 3 husks are no longer an issue. I mean, what is this mission when the father enemy are the things that kill you, and they're more dangerous than the actual boss? Like, I want you to consider that. Okay, that's my problem. It's a lot of mechanical stupidities in this game that I personally don't like, will never like. Because it feels so like it even takes away from how good the whole mission is, because the whole mission has a very well thought out pacing, and then you have this section, and I don't know, it's just, yeah, I don't know what to say. Like, you literally proved to me what your biggest problem in this game is, which is that powers don't do anything. Why couldn't powers just rip those things apart, and then I could have actually had a use for them, you know? Like, I could have actually considered, oh, maybe don't bring something in your squad that's like, bring something in your squad that's useful to them. I don't know, I just can't look at this game, and it feels like a lot of running around, especially in these tight corridors where you don't have much maneuverability, and then they put this big boss over here. I don't know who thought that this part of the mission was good, but it's not. It's terrible, and once it's done, it feels like it's over. Like, it does, bad mechanics do kind of sort of taint my opinion of like this mission in general, because on the easier difficulties you don't even notice these. On the harder difficulties they just have more HP, so you notice it, but somehow, I don't know, the abilities don't scale, things like that. It feels dumb. It's hard for me to like walk away from this and be like, yeah. Mass Effect 2 is actually the game that I enjoy playing the least out of the whole bunch. And that has to do with just how bad the mechanics are. And nothing has actually ever changed my mind. Like, playing Insanity on this game has not changed my mind on the fact that Mass Effect is a story-driven game. It should have not had these difficulties. Like, it shouldn't have had these difficult levels unless they actually wanted to genuinely make a good game with good mechanics, which they didn't in this one. The mechanics for this game only prove just how not good, better said, the difficulty of this game just proves how not good the mechanics are, and it's not forgivable in my opinion.
Hold on, we're almost there.
We must move, Shepard, quickly.
All right, let's move. Keep it up.
Hurry, Shepard.
What's your position?
We're pinned down at the door, taking heavy fire.
We're coming, just hold on! Get this door open! Come on! Seal the door! Joker, are you at the rendezvous point?
I'm here, Commander. Chakwas and the rest of the crew just showed up.
Tali's group just arrived, Shepard. No casualties.
Excellent. Now let's make it count. Edie, what's our next step?
There should be some nearby platforms that will take you to the main control console. From there, you can overload the system and destroy the base.
Commander, you got a problem. Hostiles massing just outside the door. Won't be long till I bust through.
We need to finish this before they get through.
Pick a team to go with you and leave the others here to defend this position. That should buy you some time.
Oh, final section of the game.
Ready and able, Commander.
Ready, as well.
Anything to say before we do this?
The Collectors blindside their targets. Hit and run. As powerful as they are, they're cowards. They've never had to stand and fight the best of us. That's you. I don't know if they can feel fear, but we're damn sure gonna give them the opportunity. Hit them hard. One way or another, it ends here.
We'll do our best. Good luck, Shepard.
Alright, so we are finally at the final section. We just have to do a couple more platformers, which are actually pretty easy, and then the final boss fight, which only got me killed once because I wasn't paying attention to where I was going, but that's fine. Like, Collectors have never really been anything but a normal enemy with a different type of shield to me, so this section is pretty disappointing. Can't say that I care much about it. I guess DLC wise also, I do not particularly enjoy this game. Because I haven't talked much about DLC. There's Liara's DLC, which is just another 2 hours worth of shooting at the same enemies over and over again with a final confrontation. This is the only thing that's different about that DLC. It leaves me cold. I'm gonna be perfectly honest. 2 hours of shooting the same guys over and over again. I don't care how good your story is. That is unexcusable. Like, the gameplay in this does make it super bad. And I never really liked Liara. That DLC did not change my mind about Liara. In fact, to me personally, Liara is the most inconsistent character. I don't understand how she goes from Mass Effect 1's character to Mass Effect 2's character, and then tries to somehow go back to Mass Effect 1's character in Mass Effect 3. It makes no sense to me. Development wise, she is by far the most what the F were they thinking. I don't understand her. Then you have Kaden or Ashley, which is always terrible because they're both intertwined and they can't be allowed to be their own person because they have to fulfill the same role in the story, and it's very sad, unfortunately. And I don't even remember. Alright, the stupid Arrival DLC. Holy, we are not talking about that one. That one is Kazumi's mission times 6. Because you don't even have a single squad mate available and you're shooting at the same kind of bullshit just by yourself. I don't know who thought that was a good idea. Like, I don't think I've ever seen anybody call that DLC good. I don't think so. I don't understand who thought that was a good idea. That's terrible. That's the worst DLC the Mass Effect has. And thankfully it's a skippable mission and we're gonna pretend like it never existed, because why wouldn't we? And I don't think there's any other DLC, at the very least I'm not remembering it. at the very least at the top of my head right now, nothing is popping up, so I'm thinking that's the last one. Either way, for this, I really do feel like this game would have been so much better if the mechanics had worked so much more. I don't know. I've seen some people use powers here. I've seen some of them, and the powers look cool. That's kind of sort of my problem, I guess, as well. Like, when I look at the powers, they do look cool, and it feels like it should have been cool, but why isn't it? It's kind of sort of my deal, and I know I'm being very negative, but I know I'm being very negative here, but yeah, there's I have a lot more negative experiences with this game than I do positive ones, and I genuinely do actually enjoy hard games. I've played hard games. Mass Effect is not a hard game. Not on its worst difficulties. It's not even remotely close. So it's not even that feeling. You don't even get that feeling of having finished something that is actually difficult. You get that feeling of, oh, it's finally over. We are finally done with terrible mechanics and bad gameplay. And it just doesn't feel good, I guess. It's kind of sort of my problem. Like, if you want a challenge, Mass Effect is not that challenge. And it never will be. And in my personal opinion, it never should have been. Because I personally think that the story, the games that focus so much on story should be about story. Like, having terrible mechanics in a game that's actually more focused on story will only be a detriment to your game than it would add any kind of benefit. So I don't understand why they did this. I don't understand why they felt the need to bother with something like this. I don't think that the mechanics really mattered. Mass Effect is known for its story at the end of the day. So it feels like if that goes wrong, then the game itself doesn't matter. The gameplay is never gonna matter if your story is terrible and everybody is there for the story. And Mass Effect actually does do a great job with the story, so I don't really understand why they felt the need to have these difficulties. And I don't even remember, because I don't remember if they always had that finish the game on insanity. I don't remember if they always had this I don't remember if they always had this trophy, because if I don't remember playing this game on insanity in the original version, which is why I have such a better experience, or better, I don't know, better idea of the game. I never felt the need to play it on harder difficulties, because it's Mass Effect, it's a story game. Why would I? Like, this was my first experience, and it's not a good one. I genuinely didn't like it. I genuinely didn't have fun. I didn't feel like the powers were worth anything.
This is it. All the tubes lead to this spot. Edie, what can you tell us? What are they doing?
The tubes are feeding into some kind of superstructure. It is emitting both organic and non-organic energy signatures. Given these readings, it must be massive. Shepard, if my calculations are correct, the superstructure is a Reaper.
Not just any Reaper. A human Reaper.
Precisely. It appears the collectors have processed tens of thousands of humans. Significantly more will be required to complete the Reaper.
It's too big for our guns. Edie, find me a way to blow this thing to hell.
The large tubes injecting the fluid are a weak structural link. Destroying them should cause the supports to collapse, and the Reaper to fall.
Alright, time for... oh, the goodness. We are not at the final fight. I'm sorry, I forget about... okay, no, I'm gonna say, yeah. I mean, look at this. How many sections of moving around platforms do you want in your game before you realize it's terrible? I mean, they're just recycling the same thing over and over again, except now after each platform you have to shoot the stupid laser things on top. Like, the gameplay does kill the suicide mission, in my personal opinion, and that was the best part about Mass Effect 2. So you might imagine at this point in time which is my favorite game in the series. It might be obvious, but we are getting to it. And it is not even close. Story-wise, I think Mass Effect, technically speaking, is more is a little bit more goal-driven towards one thing. And it allows you to kind of sort of focus on that one thing. You have only the suicide mission to consider from the beginning, so it does help you stay focused on one thing, whereas Mass Effect 3 is more bigger in scale and has more things. Like, every mission feels like it's special because, you know, every mission is special. We're not there yet. So let's focus on 2. I really would have liked a little bit more diversity from the council and from Cerberus, depending on whether you had kept them alive or not. But I guess miracle things can't happen, and I do understand from a story perspective why they didn't do it, because it would have been too hard for them to keep track of all of that and then import that into Mass Effect 3, which is why, in my personal opinion, Mass Effect 4, I'm sorry, but that's just insanity. Like, if you make the destroy ending canon, what about all of the other people like myself who genuinely don't like that ending? I personally think the destroy ending is dumb as shit. I'm sorry, no excuse. I understand the people who think that it's canon. I get it. I just personally hate it. There is no way that people are gonna convince. And if they make that ending canon, then F me, I guess, because I never liked that. And I feel like I'm not the only one in this position. Like, there's a lot of members of the community that don't like that destroy ending, so there's no way not to make a Mass Effect 4 and not piss off the fans. Because their endings are gonna be invalidated. So it feels... I have no hope, basically, for that game. I have no hope. Like, it feels weird. But we're not there yet, and I had no hope for BioWare for a while now. Like, I was only hoping and praying that Mass Effect, that Dragon Age 4 is actually good. I don't think, because they already effed up a Mass Effect project with Andromeda, and that was an embarrassment. Like, I didn't even finish that game, I'm sorry, it's that bad. I'm not even gonna pretend like there's anything excusable about that game, it's that bad. So, I really hope that they don't do what I think that they do, because the only reason for having Shepard in the game is to bring people back because it's Shepard, and we didn't need that. We definitely don't need that. We need a better character and better stories. I think people would have bought a good Mass Effect game if the story delivers. Like, the combat is not important. Mass Effect 2 proved that, because Mass Effect 2 is everybody's favorite game, or most people, because definitely not mine. And the combat is trash. Like, sorry. So I don't think for a game like Mass Effect you care about the combat. It's always the story. The story should be good. It should be prior number 1. That's why people buy a Mass Effect game. And if your story is good, they won't care about the dumb combat. Like, really, it's the truth. Really, it is the truth. So I hope they focus on making an actual good story for Mass Effect 4 if they ever make it. Like, if they ever make a Mass Effect 4, I hope they actually make the priority number 1 should be the story, everything else should be whatever. Like, so long as your story is good, I don't even care about the combat. And please, no more insanity modes that are just high, more HP to your enemies, and that's it. Like, this is bad.
Status report.
It's safe. We are holding, but they keep coming. A quick exit is preferable.
Head to the Normandy. Joker, prep the engines. I'm about to overload this place and blow it sky high.
Roger that, Commander. Commander, I've got an incoming signal from the elusive man. Edie's patching it through.
Shepard, you've done the impossible.
I'm not finished here yet. This base is 10 minutes from extinction.
Wait. I have a better option. I'm looking at the schematics Edie uploaded. A timed radiation pulse would kill the remaining collectors, but leave the machinery and technology intact. This is our chance, Shepard. They were building a Reaper. That knowledge, that framework could save us.
I came here to destroy it, but if you have another idea, I'm listening.
We've won a single victory, but we're still at war. This base will give us the technology we need to fight the Reapers.
Maybe it's for the best.
Leadership means making sacrifices. You know that better than anyone, Shepard.
A threat this big, rules go out the window. If this station can help stop the Reapers, we have to use it.
You're making the right choice.
Let's move. In 10 minutes, the reactor core will fire a radiation blast that kills anything on board.
Oh my goodness, we are at the final part. Oh my goodness. Okay. Woo. You have no idea how happy I am. We are at the final part. We are at the final part, and this part is don't use the collector gun on this guy. It actually does no damage. You should keep it for Harbinger. I didn't notice because this was my second time doing this fight, because again, it's not difficult. I mean, this was literally the first time that I actually finished doing Insanity on Mass Effect 2, because I got so bored. Most of my gameplay lasted into the first collector mission when I realized that this game was trolling me super hard with just more inflated HP for enemies. So I got bored and I didn't finish Insanity on any other run except for the one where I actually recorded it, because I didn't want to waste my time, and it did feel like a waste of time. And the setup for this is so good, but then you have to consider the mechanics of the fight, and it's like, oh look, more collectors, you're getting swarmed. Because that's the only thing this game manages to do that is threatening. You're getting swarmed. Makes sense, right? When your biggest mechanic is you're getting swarmed, because nothing else matters. Just... no, at this point in time I was kind of sick. So yeah, I'm kind of happy because yes, Mass Effect 3 is so much better. I'm not even gonna sit here and lie to you. Mass Effect 3 is just so much better mechanic-wise. It's not even a joke. Like, no, this game is bad mechanic-wise. And the fact that it's so long, and there's so many missions, and I was dumb because I did a completionist playthrough. I don't even know why. I should have done my initial playthrough that I wanted, where I should have just killed some of the characters. It would have been great. Especially Jack, I would say, because in Mass Effect 3, she's actually, it kind of sort of forces you to go on her mission if you don't want her to be in the elusive man's base. And yeah, there goes the swarm mechanic. Unfortunately for Harbinger, I have a collector gun, and he is never been a threat. He just needs to sit his arse down, because at this point in time I am sick and tired of him. And he restores all of your ammo. At the very least, there's that. But that would be pretty much it. For me, I am getting kind of tired of complaining about the same things, so I'm just gonna let this play out. Thank you for watching and have a nice day.
down!
I'm here, Joker. Did the ground team make it?
All survivors on board. We're just waiting for you.
Human, you've changed nothing. Your species has the attention of those infinitely or greater. That which you know as Reapers are your salvation through destruction.
Hold on!
Find another way. Releasing control.
Shepard, it's a new day, and we have you to thank for our deliverance.
We did the right thing. You don't need to try and make me feel good about it.
Always willing to do whatever it takes. Well, it's paid off. Adapting the technology of the Collector base could be the biggest advancement for humankind since the discovery of the relays. It will secure our dominance in the galaxy against the Reapers and beyond.
Human dominance, or just Cerberus?
They're one and the same. My mission has always been to promote and secure humanity's continued strength. Don't let idealism blind you. Using the base to its fullest potential is the best way to fulfill ours.
We need to dedicate every possible resource against the Reapers. Nothing can interfere with that. Harbinger is coming, and he won't be alone. You hold anything back, anything, and you're out.
It's not that easy, Shepard. We need each other.
I'm gonna stop the Reapers, but I won't sacrifice the soul of our species to do it. Remember that.